Well, I have another ZV427MG9-A. Hello, NorCal715. I messaged you on Facebook Messenger about this unit. I found my dad's old Magnavox ZV427MG9-A sitting in his garage with a lot of old VHS camcorder films I wanted to convert to digital. I'm sending it to you because it needs to be checked out and repaired. When the VHS tape is inserted, the power turns off and the tape ribbon gets stuck inside. I hope you can get this fixed. Thanks. So let's go ahead and pop it open and take a look at it. Here's a quick look at the back of it. It's got the regular input outputs on it. HDMI out. Let's take a look at the front. There it is, Magnavox 4-head hi-fi stereo with a DVD recorder. Well, I've certainly repaired a few of these, so hopefully this will be no different. Let's get the top off and take a look inside. Alright, top is off. Here we go. Power on. It does power up. It says load onto the display because it's in the DVD mode. I'll put it in the VCR mode. And I'm just going to put a tape in it. It loads it. Oh, cylinder doesn't run. That's not good. And then, yep, he is 100% correct. It ejects the tape and leaves the tape hanging out. So let's go ahead and pop it open and we'll reel in the tape again. Good. Why is not the cylinder running? Let's try to give it a hand this time and see what happens. Power on. Absolutely nothing to the cylinder motor. And it just ejects. Tries to load again because the tape is actually blocking the optical sensor right here. And that's the tape in command when it blocks that sensor. So we'll go ahead and try to straighten out the tape, reel it back in, and see why is the cylinder motor not running. I don't believe the mode select switch would cause the cylinder not to run. The capstan motor turns freely. Let's go ahead and pull the DVD mechanism and just do a look at the power supply and see if any of the capacitors might be bad, might be bulged or leaking. Okay, well here is the power supply, and from what I can see, it looks absolutely perfect. I don't see any capacitors that have bulges or leakage whatsoever. So I don't even think I'm going to pull this out and ESR those caps, because normally it's this cap right here, and that's the main power supply regulator cap for the microprocessor. Well, the processor is working absolutely perfectly in this unit. I'm not getting any shutdown, any blinkies or anything like that. So all the caps look very good. Let's go back here to the main filter cap right there. It looks good. So I don't think it's going to be a cap issue. Everything looks absolutely perfect in this unit. It looks like it's got very low miles on it, low hours of use. So next I'm going to have to pull everything out of this unit. So I haven't disconnected any cables yet. One of my YouTube commenters told me that I could reach the mode select switch without having to take the mechanism out, and I think he's right. There it is right there. I just have the mechanism lifted up. So let's go ahead and pop this unit off. We should be able just to lift up on the tab, hopefully. Yes. There it is. There's the contacts. So now let's go ahead and just get a toothbrush down there, stainless toothbrush, and go ahead and scrub those contacts. We'll clean it with a cotton swab. We'll apply some dielectric grease to it and see how it goes. So I have my stainless toothbrush. I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm sorry if it's very wiggly at this point because nothing is supporting this except for my hand. And I have to have this at this angle so you can actually see what I'm trying to do here. I'm just going to go ahead and scrub this up. You can already see it's much better than it was. It was very oxidized. So maybe this is the cure, hopefully. Well, already looks much, much better than it was. I'll go ahead and very, very gently wipe off the contacts as well. Next, I'll just grab a cotton swab, we'll wipe everything off. We'll apply some fresh dielectric grease, put it back together, and we'll just fire it up and see what happens. Okay, I've got my cotton swab soaked with a little bit of the magical solution acetone. Just going to go ahead and clean it up. Acetone will not eat this type of plastic. Look at that. Absolutely spotless. And we got a little bit of junk off of there. Next, just going to go ahead and wipe these contacts off in the one direction only. Now I have a cotton swab with a bit of dielectric grease on it. I don't really care if it gets down in the middle hole or not. I just want to coat the surface. I'm going to go ahead and snap it back together now. And to help distribute the grease a little bit, I'm just going to run it around a few times. Well, let's put it back together now and see what happens. Alright, all back together. Hard to see, but the power is on over here. Let's pop the tape in it and see what happens. Oh my gosh, there it is. Cylinder motor is running. And it's playing. I don't have a monitor connected to it right now, but I can see the tape is playing. Let's go ahead and stop it. Well, let's see if it'll give it back now without spilling the tape. Absolutely perfect. So I certainly want to thank whoever gave me that comment that I can actually clean the mode select switch without having to tear the whole unit apart. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, next I'm going to go ahead and do a complete VCR service like I always do. We'll clean all the tape guides, the erase head, the audio control erase head, the cap stand, the pinch roller, and the cylinder and the heads itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and service the VCR mechanism. Let's go ahead and clean it with some magical acetone solution. And I know, once again, I'm going to get comments, you can't use acetone to clean these things. Well, once again, I'm here to tell you, over 40 years, I've been using acetone with no adverse effects. So here we go. The VCR mechanism has been serviced. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pull the screw loose right here. I'm going to remove the prism, and I'm going to go ahead and get my cotton swab and put some glass cleaner on it. I'm going to go ahead and clean that infrared emitter LED and the detector LED right here, as well as I'm going to clean the supply receiver LED over here and the take-up receiver LED infrared receiver diodes. So my cotton swab is just moistened with glass cleaner, regular household glass cleaner, nothing special. I'm just going to reach down in here and wipe off the top of the emitter infrared LED. I'm going to dry it off. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pull a bunch of the cotton off so I can get down through this other hole right here. This is the receiver for the rotation detector. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull off a bunch of the cotton off of the head. I'm going to go ahead and poke it through the hole and dry off the emitter and the receiver. I'm going to wipe off this receiver and dry it off with the dry end. And the same thing on this side. We're going to wipe off the receiver and then dry it off with the dry end once again. Then I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the prism assembly with the moist end. And then dry it with the dry end. And now we can go ahead and reassemble this unit. So now the real rotation detector has been cleaned right here. The main infrared emitter has been cleaned in the center post. And with the prism assembly, it shines the light to the right, to the take-up, and to the left, to the supply receiver infrared diodes right here and right here. So next I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the DVD mechanism, and we'll clean the optical pickup. Now I've already got the screws loose. As you can see, the board is loose. So I've taken out the 3 screws right here, and the one on the back, way back here, you can't see it, it's the HDMI connector. I'm just going to go ahead and move the board up and out of the way. Now somebody asked me that I show this, so I'm going to go ahead and show it now. I'm going to release this tab, this tab, this tab, and this tab. And now I can go ahead and just pull this cover plate out of the way to reveal the optical pickup right here. Okay, so there is the optical pickup. Even without a flashlight, I can see that there is dust on it. If I give it some light from a flashlight, you can see the dust that's on the lens of the optical pickup. Let's go ahead and clean it right now. My cotton swab with a slight amount of glass cleaner. It's just moistened, it's not soaked. And I'm just going to apply a very gentle pressure to it, and I'm going to do a circular motion. Next, with the dry end. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and just wipe it off in a circular motion. Once again, with the flashlight, you can see how much cleaner that is right now. It looks absolutely great. So at this point, I'm going to have to contact my customer and find out if he wants me to go ahead and service the DVD player other than cleaning the optical pickup, because I've went ahead and ESR'd these capacitors, and I found several. Any capacitor with a red spot did not pass the ESR test. So I'm going to find out if he's interested in getting the DVD mechanism repaired, the DVD player, because these capacitors failed my ESR test. And so I'm going to go ahead and contact the customer and see if he wants to go ahead and proceed with having the capacitors on the DVD recorder player board replaced. Okay, well, there is a DVD actually playing from the early 1980s, maybe mid 1980s. Driving around recording this on an old VHS tape. I copied it to DVD years ago, so the DVD does play. Without changing the capacitors, however, I cannot guarantee that it's going to actually record. So anyhow, the DVD plays. Let's go ahead and pop in a VHS tape now. Hit play. Make sure it plays. And there it is. It's playing. Everything's good. I just can't show too much of it. There's the auto tracking kicking in. Everything looks good. Alright, so the tape plays, the DVD plays. I'm going to go ahead and contact the customer and see if he wants to go ahead and replace those capacitors in the DVD unit, because that's probably going to affect the recording capabilities of the DVD. So there may be a part 2 to this. I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'm going to end it now. Just needed the mode select switch to be cleaned, and everything else is good. So once again at this point, I want to give a sincere thank you to those who have supported my channel with a donation via PayPal or by having me repair your unit like this one. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. It really does help my channel grow. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at NorCal715. You can email me NorCal715videos@gmail.com. Go ahead, leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below. I try to read all the comments and respond when I have time. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the e-waste facility, and out of the recycle bin. Everybody have a great day. Thank you once again so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.